My wife keeps disrespecting me. This is the subject line I accidentally used in my cold email outreach to get a reply which led to $750 sale and later to $27,000 in sales for that one client. Why accidentally? Because I gave my lead gen team the Triple R framework to collect data with. They pulled the subject line based on the framework, I sent it without overthinking it, and boom, I got that reply that led to the sale. And that's when I realized the framework doesn't just work, it makes emails impossible not to open. And it's so simple, I'll show you how to do it in 4 minutes. But here's what nobody tells you about subject lines. Most people think the hard work is writing the email. But the truth is you should be spending 80% of your time on subject lines and 20% writing the emails and the follow-up sequences. Think of it like a YouTuber. They don't spend 80% filming. The good YouTubers spend 80% on the idea, the titles, the thumbnails, because that's what gets people to pay attention. And most people skip this step and wonder why they get 0.5% response rate. And I'm about to show you the framework I use that's about to turn this into guaranteed replies. But right before I do it, let me tell you the biggest mistake I did with this framework that cost me 6 months of very bad reply rates. When I implemented the Triple R, I went all in. I hired a team of 5 VAs, which all collected 300 targeted leads in a week, which makes 1,500 in total. I then launched my campaign the next week with irresistible subject lines, and I got so many replies that I ended up making $11,000 the next week when I was initially stuck at $4,000 a month. Therefore, I had to stop my outreach machine, which is very bad because it sends weird signals to servers, which puts your emails into spam. So before you implement the framework, make sure you start on a small batch. Okay, so the first R of Triple R is recent. This means referencing something that happened in the last 7 days. Could be an info about a recent video, a recent post on social media, or a recent update on their end. The trick here is to make sure the time between your lead generation process and the start of your campaign is very short. Don't collect data for 3 months and then start contacting the leads. Using recent info in your subject line is what proves that you're not using a template. But recent alone will still get you ignored unless you avoid this one word that cancels everything. I'll show you that word in a second, but first you need the second R, relevant. A relevant subject line means 2 things. First, connected to their actual business goals, not random compliments. Second, connected to how you found them. Like, hey, I saw your carousel while scrolling. It makes it natural and not like their lead number 470 in your list. You don't need both. One of those is enough. Now, here's that word that destroys everything, even with recent and relevant subject lines. The quick question or any other line is the biggest red flag. People know it's not quick, so this is clickbait. It subconsciously tells them whatever you're offering is quick and therefore is cheap or low value. And nothing worthwhile is ever quick. Good things take time. Everybody knows it. And quick question appears on most cold emails, so you want to just erase it. Now, the last R is recognizable. Use elements they'll instantly identify: their company name, their content, the post they've written themselves. The more specific, the more niche, the better. Now, remember that subject line from the beginning? Loved wife keeps disrespecting me. Here's how it hit all 3 R's. Recent, so wife keeps disrespecting me was the title of their latest YouTube video, so that this is fresh content they just published. Relevant, they're creating relationship content, and at that time I helped relationship or self-improvement coaches get clients. I'm clearly watching their stuff and I understand their niche. Recognizable, they see their own video title and the subject line. That's instant recognition. They know I'm not some bot sending templates. I actually watch their content. Now, the next step after people open your email is to structure your first message. I made a video on that, first link in the description, and I often unlist my videos. So if this was helpful, like it so you can still find it. See you in the trenches.